Hello. All right, so I want to talk about another organ today, and hopefully this will be, something that you can integrate into your life, start using the information like immediately. What I'm going to discuss is basically your metabolism as it relates to your overall digestion, as it relates to elimination, as it relates to immune function, as it relates to blood sugar metabolism. If you haven't fully sorted it out, I'm talking about the spleen and pancreatic system. These are two very important systems in the human body, and it really is one system, the spleen and pancreas. It's kind of a unit. If you look at the anatomy of it, do we have an image of the spleen and pancreas? There's actually, it looks like a hammer. You have the pancreas attached to the spleen, and it's quite interesting the way it all works out. They actually work together as a unit. Oh, good. Thank you, Amanda. So, if we look at the spleen, perhaps you can see it here. It's this little red object right there. And unfortunately, there's another organ, the stomach, in front of the pancreas. But if you look at the pancreas, that's right there. So, if you were able to see it in one image, which I'm sure one could do online, but you would notice that it's actually attached and it's one unit. The spleen has many functions, and I'd like you to read about those functions to understand more. You can read about them in the book The Oriental Medicine in You, which came out in 2011, which is a book that I wrote to clarify, how the human body works and kind of explain Oriental medicine as it relates to the individual. You can get that at the office or on Amazon. In any case, if you read about the functions of the spleen in that section in one of the first chapters, you'll see that it does a lot of things. It's not just a little thing that you can just remove and everything goes fine. If you remove the spleen, it will unfortunately shorten a person's life because the metabolism is weak. The viewpoint in Chinese medical theory is that the spleen is like the little burner upon which you would place a pot to cook the food, the stomach being the pot. So you have to have the spleen working at a very high level because it helps to transform the food, make it usable, and then transport it. Now, because of its connection closely with the pancreas, what we're looking at then is also the production of insulin. Now, you may or may not know this, but when you consume a carbohydrate or a sugar, it eventually turns into glucose in your bloodstream, which is just sugar that's traveling around the bloodstream. The pancreas produces insulin that takes the glucose and pulls it into the cell, and that gives you energy. But you want energy at a consistent, even level, and if you have a high level of insulin coming out at a regular interval when you're eating food, things are going to go very nicely. Then you also have the spleen and its effects on your overall metabolism as it relates to the pancreas, because there's pancreatic enzymes, that break down food. You also have the spleen and its production of certain immune system cells. It's the root of the internal immunity. And it's said that if the spleen isn't working, the body will produce excess fluids. So anyway, it's quite interesting to understand and learn about these two systems. If you have a chance, please email me or call me. You can certainly check out the book. I think I'd recommend that highly if you want to learn more about these organ systems we're discussing. And take care of that spleen. It's not just something you can throw away. All right. Very good. Over and out. Thanks for taking the time.